Hey everybody, John back here again for this is day three of my 30-day challenge of technically building in public, but I'm kind of just ranting so far every day. But I'll switch it up coming in the next few days. I'm running pretty late today. I got up at like 5 a.m., which is my normal time, but then I kind of just watched this Netflix mini series about twins that are on different diets, and I kind of got into it. So didn't finish it yet, but here it is. So I got to take my son to school in like 20 minutes. I got to get this done. So today, and I guess probably over the next couple days, I'll talk about like a couple different ways of building websites and monetizing them that people use. Some of which I have done and used, some that I haven't. Today is one that I haven't really used, but it seems to be pretty lucrative right now, and um, it seems like something I'm going to get into. I actually found a good domain that was like 12 years old, never been spammed or anything like that. So it's a good age domain, and it's in a niche that I like to get into for local rank and rent. So um, what rank and rent is basically you build a website, you get it to rank for specific keywords, and then you rent it out to somebody. So the idea for that would be like somebody would buy like the top position on your site, or maybe you have a lead form and you would send all the leads to the person that's running the site. This works for anything. Like you could technically do a rank and rent for like best protein powder, but if you're competing at that level, it's going to be super competitive, and you're competing with the entire world. And also, like you're competing with like the best SEOs who are already like optimizing things, building links, doing like everything they can because there's just so much money in a market like that. But what I'm looking at is local rank and rent. So this would be for like a local city or town. Um, you would let's see, you would find like a some type of service provider in like your local area or like local city, and you would just build a site around that and rank it. And then once you get traffic, try to partner with the business and send them additional leads. So like an idea of this might be, I'm close to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So an idea of maybe like best plumber in Pittsburgh, right? Like plumbers probably looking for jobs, pays decently, so they could probably afford to like pay you some money per month to get leads. Other things, best chiropractor, Pittsburgh chiropractor, things like that. Nail salon in Pittsburgh, and you could do this like anywhere. You could do it in like a little small town. Like I feel like the more narrow you get in scope of how big a city is, the less competition you're going to have, but also the less potential traffic. So I think there's like a fine medium you have to find to where it's not so competitive, but there's also enough people that you can sell the leads to somebody. Typically, um, people don't do this on a lead, like a cost per lead basis. They kind of rent the site out per month, and then the company renting the site gets all the leads. Seems to be, I don't know. There's like a trade-off for that. I think what I'm going to do is try to do that model versus a cost per lead model. And I think like on the lower end, you could probably rent these out for like 500 bucks, 2,000 bucks, somewhere in that range. But I think like if you think about higher end niches, you can get make. I bet you can get like up to 10K off one of these. If you think about like home remodeling, right? These jobs are like super expensive. Like if I'm coming in to do like a home remodel, I'm going to charge like 30 grand minimum, right? So I can afford to pay a little bit more if you're sending me leads and I'm nailing these big jobs. Like roofing, bathroom or kitchen remodel, things like that. Like these contractors, they can afford to pay a little bit more than 500 bucks a month because they're going to make a ton of money off of one single job they land. And then like the lower end, like the 500 bucks a month, I would think about like things like uh, hair salons and things like that, where uh, you're going to probably do more volume at a lower cost for them, but their profit margins probably aren't quite as great. So you're going to have a harder time charging them quite as much money. So that's the focus for today. Like I said, I bought a site. I think I have three domains that I want to try this on in different industries. But the one that I bought that is an age domain is probably the one I want to focus on, because given that the domain age does play like some kind of role in ranking, and the only thing you have to be careful about when you're buying these age domains is that somebody hasn't like used it in the past for like spamming purposes. You can get one that's been used as a website. This particular one has not been used at all for I think since like 2007. So um, I can pretty much build what I want to build on it, and not have to worry about Google having any kind of like concept of what the site was about before. So I'll probably do that. I use WordPress for everything. I didn't mention that before, but it's free. I have my own like dedicated server that I host sites on, and it's super easy to use, and it's like the most customizable platform. Um, the plugin support for WordPress is insane. People like to give it crap because it's built on PHP and the code base is not that great, but it works from a user standpoint, and from a web like person browsing your website, they don't really care what the backend code is. So no reason to like overly complicate it. Just use WordPress. Get a bunch of plugins. There's SEO plugins that are like great. Um, Anything you want to be able to do, somebody build a plugin for it in WordPress. So I'll use that. I'll build out some pages for targeting this market, and I'll likely optimize those using a tool called Surfer SEO. Um, Actually, what I'll probably do is I'll generate the initial articles using Koala, which is an AI writer, targeting specific keywords related to this industry, and then I'll take that, I'll put it into Surfer SEO, I'll optimize it because Surfer will take basically like a keyword that you're looking for, and it will analyze it. It will extract the entities from the content of the top ranking results in Google, and also like the headings in those articles, and it gives you an idea of like the words that other people use, and then what they're using to rank high. So it allows you to kind of tweak your articles to be more optimized for that. Um, I think one thing that I kind of do sometimes is over optimize. So I'm going to try to balance that out a little bit. The other thing I like to do recently is take those Surfer SEO articles and put them into the Hemingway app. And what you can do with Hemingway is it will tell you on a grade scale how difficult it is to read the content that you've written. So like a lot of times I'll put the content in there and it'll be like grade 12 or something like that, um, for like ability of people to comprehend what they're reading. And what I try to do is aim for a score of grade 8 or better, because if you think about it, like search engines aren't reading and understanding your content. They're parsing out words and relationships and entities. So my thought is make it easier for them to read, or not even read, but like parse through, right? Use less complicated language, and they're going to be able to better identify those relationships and entities and words and things like that. And then as a bonus, you're going to have a more clear message to your readers. They're not going to have to, be a doctorate, um, you know, uh, program graduate to be able to understand what you're writing, right? Like the average person will be able to understand what you're writing. So that's kind of what I'm doing in that space. I'll talk probably later about this other opportunity, but I'll just drop a hint here. I've been looking at potentially buying a niche site, which is niche sites are basically websites that are built around like a narrowed in topic. And you just build content sites around there, and then you kind of try to monetize it with display ads or affiliate offers or leads or an email list. So there's one site I'm looking at. It's a DR60. It gets about 55,000 visitors a month, which allows it to be on the Mediavine ad network. And um, I think that with the strength of the domain, I could build it out a lot better. Um, and it hasn't been updated for like 2 years. It's still ranking pretty strong. So I think like adding some new content would be pretty easy. And it has a really strong backlink profile. So I'm going to look at that. But it's also kind of expensive for me. So I think it's going to be around like $70,000 to buy this domain. But it's making about 3,100 per month consistently right now. So it'll be more of like a cash flow thing, where I'll have some debt, but I'll have that cash flow coming in that I can pay it. But I have to think about whether I want to front this kind of money right now, given the current state of Google. And it's pretty like unpredictable right now, like what's going to happen. And also, if I can land some of these partnerships, it would be a much better business opportunity because I don't have to front any money for the partnerships besides the cost to create and edit content. But that's like going to be way, way, way lower than the cost of buying a niche site right now. So, still hoping I can land some of these partnerships. I reached out to some different people at the various lower level websites, and I'm trying to make some connections there. I don't know what the deal is. No, nobody is respond like these people's job is to sell advertising, and I'm trying to buy advertising, and nobody's responding. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm gonna keep working at it. And if I get to the point where nobody responds to me, I'm just gonna like drive to the CEO's house or something. I don't know, something crazy, right? But I have a kind of a mutual connection with the CEO. So I'm hoping maybe like if nothing works, I could run into him somewhere. He's a donor for my son's school, so their family does a lot for the school, and I'm pretty sure I could probably dig up a connection there that could make the introduction. So I'm not going to give up on this whole partnership thing because it really is like the best opportunity for me and the partner right now. But I'm still going to explore like some other options, and I'll walk through like some different business models that people use over the next few days, and we'll talk about how they work, how they monetize them, and things like that. So, got to take my son to school now, so I'm gonna sign off for today. But if you're still watching it, I really appreciate it. If you would like the video, it would help. I'd really like it if you subscribe, but maybe you don't want to hear from me every day. But if you do, I would recommend subscribing. And if you have a question about anything, leave it in the comments, and it'll help like with the YouTube algorithm, like promoting my videos. So, like I said, this is just really a challenge to get me out of my comfort zone. And the more people that watch it, the more uncomfortable I'm going to be. And you could probably tell in the video, I'm not super comfortable. I'm looking around, like I have a hard time staring at the camera, but I'm doing it. And I feel like at the end of the 30 days, it's going to be a little bit easier. But yeah, engage with the content if you will, and I'll be back tomorrow with another update on probably a different kind of business model for websites. So I'll see you tomorrow.